world has had a love affair with gas-powered vehicles since the beginning of the century. But do you ever wonder, with the price of gas, why electric vehicles have not caught on? My name is Declan Roberts, and for my job, I'm always on the road. But recently, a friend of mine sent me a picture of his new electric car, and I thought to myself, why haven't I explored that option? Many of you might be surprised that electric cars have been around since the late 1800s, but hasn't quite caught on yet. Is there a real alternative to gas-powered vehicles? Do electric cars really save you money? How reliable are they? Can I plan a road trip and not worry about running out of power? There are a lot of misconceptions about electric cars, and I think this causes people to hesitate when it comes to buying one, including myself.
So I just put my foot on the brake and the car's on.
So the car is running right now and it's this quiet?
Yes, it is.
When people actually sit in the car, they realize like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's dead silent. It does everything a normal car does.
Two of the most popular electric vehicles are the Chevy Volt and the Tesla Model S. Now, I can imagine in the process of buying an electric car, you had to have some fears before making this purchase. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. There's definitely the uncertainty of where am I going to plug this thing in?
Right.
How much distance am I going to range rather am I going to get from each charge? Is it going to be enough to get to my destination and back? And just the whole, like, is this a industry that's actually going to be around for long enough that my car's...
Which is a great factor. What was the final turning point where you said, yes, I'm going to get this electric car?
I did a lot of research before getting the electric vehicle. I researched for probably about, I would say, 6 to 8 months.
If this battery is completely dead, how long would you have to stay here for?
Completely dead? 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah. So there's different settings you can set to for like peak hours and stuff. If it was at home, you'd obviously don't want to charge your car during peak hours.
Well, because it'll cost more.
Yeah, so you can like literally spend like 8 cents per kilowatt. It's 17 kilowatts, so you're only spending less than like $2 on it. Versus if it's like peak hours, it's like 16 cents per kilowatt.
Okay. Why do you feel that the phenomenon of electric cars hasn't really taken off?
It's just the lack of acceptance of knowledge, I guess, because it's not, the information's out there, but not many people want to pay attention because it obviously is cheaper to invest into a gas car. You can buy a used gas car for like a few $100s, a few thousand, whereas investing into even a used electric car is like $28,000, if not, I'd say $14,000. But you can really rationalize it out that it's cheaper to buy a gas car off the front, and it's easily more accessible to fill it with gas and everything, and its parts and all that are available. Whereas if you go to a shop, you're not really guaranteed the person will have any idea what they're doing with your electric car.
If we're driving right now and you wanted to feel like most electric vehicles don't have any horsepower, so you would feel that, you know, I'm getting into an electric car. What kind
it's
of
going to be really slow.
Slow, right? So you don't know what's really happening.
Whoa! Wow!
Yeah, let's just say it's a rocket. Okay.
That put me right back in my seat. The Tesla is a very high-end electrical vehicle. That's correct. Now, you can answer this question and say completely vanity. Yeah. Why did you go with a Tesla versus, for example, maybe a GM electric vehicle?
Range.
Range?
For one.
Okay.
Okay. Looks.
You can be completely honest. Don't even worry about it.
Looks. All right. Looks, and then you had range. Obviously, range was really integral in my decision. I'm a realtor, and I'm on the road like all the time. And thinking about the amount of gas that I spend every year, the amount of money I spend in gas, this just made logical sense for me. We all know with cars, they're depreciating assets. So as soon as you drive them off the lot, they just get worse and worse.
Yeah, you drop $5,000 with ease.
Well, what about a car that now gets better over time? So that, all the features that you thought you had, that you bought with the car, you're getting more features as time goes on. When I bought this car, it had 376 horsepower. With one update, it went up to 422. I started this journey to find answers, and now I only have more questions. Be on the lookout for more episodes as I go in depth to see if an electric car can be my only vehicle.